It's day 83 of the national emergency and day 10 since our country's collective expression of anger. Thank you for joining tonight. Uh,
As for me and my house, you will find us serving truth. As for me and my house, you will find us serving truth. As for me and my house, you will find us serving truth. Truth for all right now. As for me and my house, you will find us serving peace. As for me and my house, you will find us serving peace. As for me and my house, you will find us serving peace. Peace for all right now. As for me and my house, you will find us serving love. As for me and my house, you will find us serving love. As for me and my house, you will find us serving love. Love for all right now. Let there be peace for all right now. Let's speak the truth to all right now.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Leahs. If you want to take a moment there in the links section, is a link to Leah's page, her websites, her tip jar, her Patreon page. Please click on her Patreon page and become a Patreon. Sorry, Patreon. Um, Thank you. There were memorials today. Memorial in Minneapolis. There was a memorial in Brooklyn. We're going to get to a little of both of those. First, I just want to acknowledge two very specific people who recently have been speaking truth to power, which is absolutely what we need right now. One of our favorites here at Dispatches, Yamichelle Sindor from the PBS NewsHour. She's there every day speaking and questioning, speaking truth to power, asking questions of power. And Bishop Buddy, maybe you've seen her in action. Just recently, she had today an op-ed in the New York Times. Trump's visit to St. John's Church outraged me. It's a wonderful article. I think we have a link to that. If we can set that link up as well, I may have forgotten that. I'll put that link to the New York Times, the bishop's op-ed. I'll put that up later. But anyway, I just want to read this one paragraph. Scripture is clear. Justice, which is the societal expression of love, matters most to God. Justice is also what is most important to those who are exercising their right to peaceful protest. They are expressing what we all know to be true. It's past time to fix a law that allows police officers and vigilantes to go unpunished for crimes against people of color. It's past time to correct the gross disparities in healthcare that COVID-19 has revealed. It's past time to change economic and educational systems that privilege white people. Awesome. The photos in today and Tuesday's intro were taken by my good friend Ed Yu, who went out again today. We got some video actually from the memorial that was held in Brooklyn. earlier this afternoon. But first, this morning, before Ed ran out the door, and literally he ran out the door, I got to have a few words with him. So I want to roll that right now. When did you start going out to the protests?
Scott, like I said, it's all these days are kind of just being compressed into one big mosaic. I can't even remember the first day. I mean, it was actually, the first day was an accident. I've been trying to line up this shot of the World Trade Center. So actually, no, let's rewind. I actually ran into this one group, I think it might have been 7 days ago or 6 days ago. I can't remember. I think they were on 14th and 6th Avenue, and the crowd had kind of dispersed at that point by the time I just happened upon them. And then didn't really think too much about it, I guess, because I was thinking about like this shot I've been trying to get downtown. So I took the train down to the World Trade Center, and I was lining up this shot and heard a big commotion. Looked down the street, there was a huge group of people coming down towards the 911 memorial. And then, things started getting a little crazy. The cops started putting up these I've never seen these things. It's almost like a big vinyl net to try to keep people at bay. And then I followed them just out of curiosity. My everyday is either stumbling on a group or just listening on the radio, which 1010 wins, which is what I've been doing to kind of get an idea of where these groups are protesting, so I can join. And also just watching helicopters. I mean, they're everywhere. It's like a war zone.
Because some of the pictures that we're seeing, people are wearing masks. So in general, it's on people's mind as they protest.
I think yes. I mean, whether they're wearing it properly sometimes is a different story. And actually what's been really nice to see during the protests are these little like aid stations, for lack of a better word. So you have these volunteers that are out there, these kids that are like handing out water, snacks, surgical masks. It's a very pivotal time. So hopefully, we'll see some change being enacted by the higher ups, by the government, local and federal.
All right. Be safe.
All right, brother.
All right.
Good
Thank you.
Say hi to Katie. Adios.
I will. Bye-bye. Ed Yu, fantastic guy. He was out there in the streets again today, and he captured some video of the memorial for George Floyd in Brooklyn. So we're going to roll a little bit of that. So they started in Brooklyn and then walked. I've got a little bit of footage. All right. Anyway, just watch.
You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone.
First and foremost, I want to thank God. I was mad, I was upset, but I want to thank God.
Hallelujah.
It wasn't his fault.
Yes, Lord.
It was his purpose.
Amen.
It was his will.
Yes, Lord. Amen.
It took me a few days to come to that realization.
Yes, Lord.
But I want to thank God.
Oh, Jesus.
Because at the end of the day, my brother's gone.
Yes, Lord.
But the Floyd name still lives
Oh,
on.
my Jesus. Yes,
And that was everyone at the memorial in Brooklyn, and then moments later, and that's crossing the Brooklyn Bridge, right? Peacefully crossing the Brooklyn Bridge. There's a poem by Jane Hirshfield, which came back into my mind earlier today. Let them not say we did not see it. We saw. Let them not say we did not hear it. We heard. Let them not say they did not taste it. We ate it. We trembled. Let them not say it was not spoken, not written. We spoke. We witnessed with voices and hands. Let them not say they did nothing. We did not enough. Let them say, as they must say something, a kerosene beauty. It burned. Let them say, we warmed ourselves by it, read by its light, praised, and it burned.
I've been hearing a little bit of chatter in the internet about voting versus protest, politics and participation versus civil disobedience and direct action. This is not a either or. This is a both and. To bring about real change, we both have to highlight a problem and make people in power uncomfortable, but we also have to translate that into practical solutions and laws that can be implemented and we can monitor and make sure we're following up on. In some ways, as tragic as these past few weeks have been, as difficult and scary and uncertain as they've been, they've also been an incredible opportunity for people to be awakened to some of these underlying trends. And they offer an opportunity for us to all work together to tackle them, to take them on, to change America and make it live up to its highest ideals. And part of what's made me so hopeful is the fact that so many young people have been galvanized and activated and motivated and mobilized. Because historically, so much of the progress that we've made in our society has been because of young people. Now, I want to speak directly to the young men and women of color in this country who have witnessed too much violence and too much death. And too often, some of that violence has come from folks who were supposed to be serving and protecting you. I want you to know that you matter. I want you to know that your lives matter, that your dreams matter. And there is a change in mindset that's taking place, a greater recognition that we can do better. And that is not as a consequence of speeches by politicians. That's not the result of, spotlights in news articles. That's a direct result of the activities and organizing and mobilization and engagement of so many young people across the country who put themselves out on the line to make a difference. And so I just have to say thank you to them and for helping to bring about this moment.
That was from The Guardian. Thank you. So, President Obama said it's a both and. And so while we rededicate ourselves to politics and protesting and holding our politicians accountable, we both and also have to once again rededicate ourselves to holding ourselves responsible. And so Kate had gotten this book. So I just started it last night in a hope to find more change within myself in terms of myself and racism. So that's a both and. And as I go through this book, maybe we'll bring up some questions and some discussions directly from the book. The subtitle of this book, White Fragility, is Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism. It may be hard, but now, more than ever, it's the thing that we have to do. And President Obama, in that clip, it's one of the reasons why I really wanted to play that clip, thanked the young people. And this is next is a young person that I thank a lot, and I could thank more. He's one of the most talented people I know. Franklin Rankin sent me a clip today of his version of Lift Every Voice and Sing. So, have a safe and peaceful weekend. And by that I mean be an agent of peace. Look for ways to be an agent of peace. Agitate if you must. Protest. Let the powers know that we see. But also be an agent of peace. Reach out and connect. And help those who need it. Help people heal. Hunker, hug, haven. We'll see you next week.